Hey everybody, I'm going to give this a few seconds just to make sure that it's working properly. I'm a little bit hazy. It's very annoying because my phone, my phone is doing this and it's been doing that for like a super long time. So I am forced to use my laptop and I don't love it, but it's going to be better. Okay, we have somebody on. That's good. It doesn't even show me who is on. All right, we're going to give this a couple of more seconds. I'm from my Mac, so sorry the light is a little bit crazy, but if I turn off my ring light, it's actually way worse. So while we wait for my phone to do stuff, we'll just use what we have. My name is Ellie. I see Laurie's on. Hi, Laurie. Thank you for being on. That actually helps knowing that this is working. I'm coming to you from my Mac, so the picture's a little not what I love, but unfortunately, Apple is doing weird stuff to my phone right now. So we're just going to have to move on from that. I have been coaching for 4 years. This is my 5th year, which is incredible for me to say because I feel like a dinosaur coach, but also I feel really, really new, lost, and confused most of the time. It is really important to realize that we all feel that and it doesn't really go away. And feeling confused, lost, overwhelmed, all of those things is just part of having a business sometimes. And you go through seasons of having that feeling more than other seasons. So that's nice to know as well. So my team is Team United Empire. We are a 2-time elite team. So half the time we've coached, we've been elite, which is awesome. We're working on a 3rd time right now. And we are a Success Club Legend 45 or 6 months. I don't know. And we are also a 5-star in my primary and a 2-star in my secondary business center. And the only reason I'm telling you all this, it doesn't actually mean anything, is that I just have a lot of experience doing this because I've done it for 4 years. So every time you hear these kind of stats like go over your head, all you need to realize is that a person who has kind of Beachbody accolades and stats, all it means is that they've applied the right things over the right amount of time to achieve results for other people. Because again, all those things are not a reflection of the stuff I do. It's more of a reflection of the stuff I've helped other people do. My challengers and later my coaches. Hi, Cassandra, Veronique, Heather. I know all these people. Hi, Taylor. I don't know you, but how nice to meet you. Okay, so we're going to talk about challenge groups. Now, the first thing I want to go over is really let you know that if you've ever laid in bed and you've thought, I suck, like, oh my God, my challenge group sucks. Nobody's commenting back. They're like disappeared. They're trying other stuff that's insane. My engagement's down. I haven't heard from this person. I forgot to follow up with that person. I'm a bad coach. Like if you've ever had that moment, that just means you're a good coach. And it's really important to realize that the bad coaches are not worrying about the challenge groups. The bad coaches are not worried about anybody. They're just mad that this thing isn't magically happening for them. The good coaches think they're not great coaches. It's kind of like motherhood. The really good moms are sure they're messing up their kids. And the really bad moms don't remember they have kids. So if you've ever gone through the motions of thinking you're not good enough or you are like not serving your challengers well enough, that means you're an excellent coach. Congratulations. So that's number 1 to realize. Number 2 to realize is that in this business, there are so many chances to become really overwhelmed with things. Social media, meeting new people, forming new people, adding them to challenge groups, running successful challenge groups, converting challengers to coaches, training your coaches, helping your leaders, and somewhere in that, actually like living your life, having a family, having a spouse, if you break it down like this, it sounds insane. So you need to recognize that challenge groups are a part of something that's really big. It's like an octopus. It has way too many friggin' tentacles and you only have 2 at a time. And the other tentacles are busy slapping you in the face while you're dealing with the other 2, right? It can feel like that if you don't have a strategy and if you don't have the big picture. I tend to be the person who gets in the tank with like all the octopus and try and figure stuff out and get overwhelmed and completely crazy. And the only thing that helps is to step back and look at the big picture. And you know the saying, can't see the forest from the trees? That happens to coaches all the time. All the time. You just don't see the big picture, and you get so driven into the teeny tiny little details that you don't actually know what is happening. So I'm here to give you the big picture on challenge groups. Some things that are really, really important, and other things that are not really, really important. So challenge groups are the bread and butter of your business, but they come second. And I really want you to think about that and have that perspective always. Challenge groups are what we do. We run challenge groups because our job is to give people results. That is the most important thing you can do in this business after your own results. You need to give yourself results so that people will follow and trust you. And then you need to help them get the results for themselves. And they might want totally different results than yours. That's not important. But you need to have the results so they trust you with their results. And then you help them stay on point. The most important thing in your business will always be your business. And your business is meeting other people and getting them in your challenge groups. So always look at the amount of time you're spending on anything. The amount of time you're spending on running your challenge group, running your team, and helping your baby coaches combined has to be smaller than the amount of time you spend meeting people. And this is where I see a lot of coaches flip it backwards and spend all their time working with their coaches and working with their challengers, which is kind of like the bottom of your funnel, but you're cutting off the most important part, meeting new people and getting them in your challenge group. Here's the reason why. You will meet all kinds of people. No matter how good your social media is and how incredible your avatar is and how narrowed down you are to the person you serve, you will still meet a whole bunch of other people that will do crazy things. Like you will help somebody with the most expensive challenge pack we have, and you'll never hear from them again. Like never. They will disappear off the face of the earth, and you will be like, I don't even know how I messed this up. Like you didn't even give me a chance to mess this up and you're gone. I mean, is it me? How can it be me? You disappeared. The people do that. They're ready to buy sometimes and they're not ready to do. They just like own it and they feel good that they have it, and that's all they're prepared to do at the time. And you're going to meet people that try their meal plan for a week, and the next time you check in on them, they will tell you what they're doing and you'll be like, that's not how it works. Like when did you even, what? No, that's terrible. That's a terrible idea. What you're doing is a terrible idea. No wonder it doesn't work. Those people will happen all the time. And I see so many coaches who get really buried in the challenge group of existing customers. And they're like becoming their therapist, their best friend, their marital counselor. I've had coaches get out of bed at 11 o'clock at night to show someone how to make a salad from the containers because it seems hard. And that's great. You guys are giving the best service. But the perspective here is wrong. Your perspective for challenge groups has to be really defined because they're a big important piece, but they cannot consume you. Your perspective for challenge groups has to be, you have given them access to world-class, incredible resources. Beachbody has spent millions of dollars, millions, developing this fitness program. It's not your job to show them the modifier. It's your job to tell them to look at the modifier and listen to what he says to do. It's not your job to break every little thing down into 1,000 other ways. The resources are there. If they have the Nutrition Plus app, which praise the Lord at some point will have in Android, they have the recipes. They have videos from Autumn. Autumn, the creator of the container system, is breaking it down for them. You don't need to do that. You have Ilana, who's a posting machine, giving 24/7 value, videos on the videos. You don't have to do that. You have to get people who do not have the resources to understand these resources will help them, add them to your group, and continually direct them to already existing multi-million-dollar, world-class, proven resources. That's all you can do. So I give you full permission to love all your challengers to death, but not feel guilty when they're not using the resources which you put in their hands. And this is a trap that we fall into of how can I be even more helpful to you? But at some point, the responsibility has to be passed on to them. You purchased it, you joined my group, you're engaging with me. Now go do the thing you said you were gonna do when you got this challenge pack. It's all you can do. I have fallen down the rabbit hole worse than anyone. You guys, at one point, I had an alarm set on my phone to remind a specific challenger to get a workout done. Yeah, that didn't work because even if I had shown up at her house and pressed play for her, she still wouldn't have done it because she wasn't doing it. And it was like, and she got me into this headspace where she was like, I need more. I need more. I need more accountability. I need more support. I need more. And every time she said that, I heard, I need to give her more. I need to give her more. And I made myself crazy with this individual. But the truth was, she didn't need anyone to do more for her. It was her turn to do. And as a much more seasoned coach, I have that approach now, and it helps people. It helps people to say, oh, you feel like you need more resources? That's great. What more do you think you need? And how can you do this for yourself? And sometimes telling people, you have all the resources in the world. You don't need to learn anymore. You don't need to watch any more videos. You don't need to do anything more, but press play and make better choices. You can do this. You can do this. And you need to do this for yourself because I can't do it for you. But I'm super here to support you. And that mindset will free you from people that genuinely will try and make you crazy for a living. So now we've got this. Okay, but then if we have all these people in this group, what do we do for them? Now we do have a huge responsibility. And that is, what do we want from our challenge groups? I will tell you, if you have young children, I'm sure you've noticed this yourself. Your child will come up to you and it will be like, I want to play with you. And you'll be like, great, I love you. I want to spend time with you. I definitely want to play with you. I don't want to lie on the floor though and like do this game you want to do because we've done it so much and it's so stinking boring for me. And if I'm doing it, I'm kind of faking it. And then your kid calls you out and they're like, are you listening? And you're like, no, but I've planned like 17 posts in my head. Because sometimes they're just boring things your kids want to do with you. Like you just don't want to do it because it's boring. But then you go, you know what I do feel like though? Like, why don't we play Play-Doh? Or color, something that you actually find enjoyable at the moment, and you like suck them into the thing you want to do that's also a game. I approach that with my challengers. So I used to run these groups where I was like, okay, what does a challenger want? What do they need? How can I? Oh, it's exhausting because if you have a whole bunch of people in your group, how can you possibly answer to all their needs? You can't, and you make yourself crazy. Worse, you'll start doing things you don't find enjoyable, which will lead you to not wanting to do those things, and then you're going to become resentful. And then one of the biggest cornerstones of your business, your challenge groups, will become like Mission Impossible, and that's not a good place to be. So I started to turn it around and go, what do I need my challenge group to do? Because here's something incredible. People appreciate a leader who tells them what to do. They super appreciate it. They want direction. They don't want you to like spoon feed them. They just want direction. So if you focus your social media on the person you know you can serve because you relate to them, and your challenge groups on the things you enjoy about the process, those two match. The people you're attracting are kind of relating to you, and you are engaging in things you enjoy in your challenge group, and all of it works amazing. So it starts with your transformation. The only thing you can do in your challenge groups is lead by example and find joy in the process you are going through. So how I do it, I run my challenge groups largely on the My Challenge Tracker app. Superhero you if you're struggling with engagement in the Challenge Tracker app. It is different than Facebook. People are less on it than they are on Facebook. You do not have to use it. I use it because I have enough people now, over 4 years of coaching, that they do actually, I've trained them with pain and suffering to go through and use the tracker app. And I like it because I can run the reports. So I've made my challenge tracker app a tight space for really dedicated fitness seeking women. So the women that come into my challenge tracker app have to have a consumable on entry. They have to be dedicated to the process. And then I have 2 checkpoints during the week. On Wednesdays, I have a list of people who haven't logged Monday through Wednesday. So they've missed 3 days. And they all get tagged in my Facebook customer group, which has everybody. Not everybody's ready to be in the tracker app and be super tracked and super committed. People come in and out of it. So my Facebook customer group is huge. My challenge tracker app is smaller. But those are my athletes, right? Those are my athletes showing up blood, sweat, and tears. And that's where I post my most vulnerable things too. And I tell my Facebook group that all the time. If you want to be part of my real personal raw journey, it's in the tracker app with all the other dedicated people. So maybe you should get a challenge pack and come in, which is obviously great because it helps people commit with the right tools. So, but again, I have a lot of people because I've done this now in my 5th year. So if you have like 20 people, that might be a lot harder to do, but it might be something you want to consider for the future. But you can train people to do anything you want them to do if you are the leader, right? So then on Wednesday, I have this list of people who haven't checked in, and I can tag them and like usually put a really funny GIF about how that makes me feel to see their name there, and then give them a heads up. If you go missing, like the second check-in is Sunday. If you're missing the entire week, you're deleted from the tracker app. You stay in my Facebook customer group. You will never lose me. I'm your coach forever. But if you don't have an athletic mindset, which is what I'm looking for in the tracker app, you're booted out. And then, of course, you know, we do like a little draw for everybody who's logging in. That you can do a lot of fun stuff. But you don't have to use the tracker app. You can totally do that on Facebook. But you're going to need some system to track people, which I am terrible at. I'm not a tracking person. You can put up something where they log their own tracks, like a Google document. But again, they're probably not going to do that because people suck at that kind of thing too. But you can somehow figure out a way that you can keep tabs on people so you keep them accountable. But that's not really your job. Your job isn't to sit there with a checklist and go through people's names and be like, okay, have I seen you? Let me search my Facebook group and see the last time you posted. What's going to happen when you have 400 people in that group? Like, that's not going to work. So training them to show up for themselves is much, much better. Or use the tracker app where you can pull up a report and tag those people is really good. So here is the unmistakable, amazing thing you can do. Love your program. Love your program. If you hate your program, if you dread doing your program, if like it takes 700 thoughts of energize and rocking back and forth in the fetal position to get you to do your program, maybe you shouldn't be doing that program because it sounds like it's a bad thing. But love your program. Like Lift 4 is insane. It's 4 days a week. I can't even. That's like, it's the only program I haven't missed days on because it's 4 days a week. That's wild. I love it. I am dying now in a little more obsessed, which I love the bands and sliders. But oh my God, 6 days a week now. It's like I missed the workout and I don't want to work out on Sunday. So I have to do 2 today. That sounds horrible. So Lift 4 to me is like, oh. So because I love my program, I'm excited to do my program. I do my program and I can bring things to my challengers. Hey, are you taping your workouts to put them up in your stories or to put them up on your Facebook profile? You'll see I do a lot of that because it looks fun. People get engaged and they're like, oh, that looks like something I can do because I'm smiling. I don't always tape the ones where I'm crying. So I have all that video. But in that video, there will be moments when I make mistakes, when I'm not paying attention, when I'm watching the video instead of doing it. I can take those moments and post them to my challengers. It's not any more work. I'm taping the whole thing anyway. Thank you, cloud storage. I'm taping the whole thing anyway. I can bring a piece of that, a tiny piece of that, post it to my challengers and say, hey, here's a moment where I'm doing this move wrong. I can't remember. 80 Day Obsession. 80 Day Obsession had one move with the push-ups where like it was a leg and push-up, another leg and push-ups. I was doing it wrong for probably 2 weeks until I caught myself. And then I did a little collage for my challengers where I was doing it wrong, unbeknown to me. And then I was doing it right. And I posted it. And I was like, oh my God, you guys, I was doing it way harder for like 2 weeks. And my challengers, hey, they thought that was hysterical. They saw me make mistakes. And then they were like, get out of town. That's how I'm doing it. I'm doing the wrong thing. And it was really funny. And it makes them feel special. I don't like it when coaches share stuff from their profile to their challenger group. Because, I mean, that's the stuff you give away to anybody. And then you don't even post it to your group. You're sharing it like a quick way. It doesn't make them feel special. It doesn't put them in the inner circle of what you're doing. So it's very easy, instead of creating crazy content, to just give them pieces you're not sharing on social media. Especially if you look at the statistics, you guys, top coaches, like 80% of working coaches come from challenge groups. There are those magical unicorns that reply to a call to action without being a challenger, and they become incredible coaches. They're the minority, and they're the exception to the rule. Most incredible coaches come from good challenge groups. So you need to think about that. Your best coaches won't come from your crazy social media influencers wanted ad, though some will, and many coaches run their business that way only, so it totally works for some people. Majority, vast majority, and we have those stats from corporate, will come from awesome challenge groups. So your challenge groups are your inner circle. You don't have to worry about being perfect. They have the perfect product. They have the perfect system. If you just show up with your journey and you are honest, they love that. So like if you've ever, has this ever happened to you where you're like doing your workout and it gets a little bit hard, and then you're like suddenly you're sobbing on camera, and it's really weird because you don't know why you're crying, but you're crying like hysterically. That's something that you can, first of all, you can totally show that to your social media. Being vulnerable attracts people like nothing else. It's really important to be vulnerable on your social media. But you can be a different kind of real in your challenge group, like a safer kind of real. Like, you know, you could train yourself to be vulnerable by being really vulnerable with your challengers first, because it's a private space. So whilst it's important to have that vulnerability on your profile, you can be really real and raw and like geeky funny and whatever with your challengers, and they feel that, and they will make awesome coaches for you because you're connecting with them so much better. So having that piece of you in your challenge group, being present, is amazing. Put your hand up if you're sick and tired of commenting, good job, well done, I like that, to their check-ins, and it's like some selfie and it says nothing. Like when a challenger posts their sweaty selfie and they're like, did lift, and I'm like, I like your shirt, I think. Like that's, I can give me something, throw me a bone, right? But guess what? If this is happening, you can train them to check in better. So I always say to them, I make that post at least once a week. You guys, when you post your sweaty selfie, the real raw, drenched, you look insane selfie, somebody's scrolling, they're gonna see that in our group and they're gonna go, yeah, she did a good job. I need to do mine today. So when you check in, don't do it for you. Do it for everybody else who else needs to see it. And then I tell them, give me something to comment back to you on. Tell me how it went. I want to be there for you. I want to support you. Give me something to go on. Like I tell them that. And guess what they do? They give me really good posts. So on my check-in, it's also not, I did lift today. I go, I did lift today. Here's the still where I look insane. I don't think that's the right form. I don't know what's happening. But it's the third round and I haven't quit. So let's just call that a victory. Who else hated this move today? I'm giving them something to engage with. And in my posts, I'm telling them, give me something. Tell me more. And if they don't tell me more, I comment on the picture. Hey, you look like you worked hard. Tell me about it. Did you push yourself? Did you feel better or worse? Or tell me, give me more. And I tell them, I will comment on every single post you make. Please give me something to comment on. And they go, oh yeah, I have been posting like a bit of an, and then they like post better because they want you to engage with them. They want you to like it and comment. And you can tell them how they can make that easier for you. They don't want to hurt you. Another thing you can do to keep your customers engaged is ask them. Ask them what they want. So you can tell them, if you're on Facebook, you can create a poll. What is sabotaging your progress? And you can go, lack of accountability, I'm too busy, I don't plan. And you're always putting it in their court. It's not like the challenge group sucks, my coach isn't here a lot. Like, you're putting it in their court, because guess what? It's them. It's not you. You're pressing play. They need to press play too. You can ask them, is it overwhelmed? Are they struggling with anxiety? Is there no time, better planning? And you will see the votes, and you'll know which direction you need to focus on, right? You can do the same thing with Shakeology. You need to talk. You need to do a lot of everything you want them to do. You want them to drink Shakeology every single day. Are you telling them to? Are you showing them recipes to do it? It's very easy to take recipes from a Beachbody Shakeology blog, which has like what, a bajillion recipes, and have them scheduled to post 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10 a.m. to remind them to have it, or 9 a.m. or in the evening, whenever works for you. I like them in the morning. It's just a scheduled recipe. It's just a recipe. Like, I'm not, hey you guys, this is going to be totally delicious. I'm like, hey, look at this nice picture, and then just copy the recipe and put it out there. And they go, oh, wow, I need to try this new flavor. Keeps it in the front of their minds, right? If you check in with your Shakeology and make it better than this, that's not, like, that's so 2016, it's not even a thing. But they don't need to see your duck face next to your shaker cup. No one needs to see that on any social media, actually. Like, any social media at all, don't do that. No, that's not, unless you're a Kardashian, in which case it works really well, I think, for them. Even they're changing their ways, though. Even they have evolved with social media. So don't do that. So if you want Shakeology, talk to them about it. Take better pictures of your Shakeology. Put a filter on your Shakeology. I'm serious. Like, it's crazy. Like, put it on your deck. Put it in the snow. Put it in the Christmas tree. Pretend your elf is drunk with the Shakeology. I don't know. Just make it interesting and say something to them about it. That causes them to stop, to smile, to think, to drink their Shakeology. Like, you know, challenges that are like, I have 6 bags. What? How? How do you have 6 bags? Like, I don't know how that happens, but I'm pretty sure you really need to have them, like, really need to have them talking about it. But just look at it this way. Train them to do what you want them to do. I love handstands. I don't know why. I just get something from being upside down and I like it. So I'm on a journey to float a handstand. That's a really irrelevant topic, but I'm on a journey to float a handstand. That's when you stand, put your hands down like super gently in front of you, and your legs magically lift over your head like gravity doesn't exist. I am terrible at it. I look like a baby giraffe that's like learning how to walk. It's hysterical. But I'll post those little videos to my challengers and be like, I'm going to get this someday. I need more lift forward for the core. I don't even know what's wrong with me and why I can't do it. I'm strong. I am strong enough to do it. I just can't. And I don't know why. And my challengers will A, laugh at me, and B, try it. There's so many women trying to do this in my group because I am. And then somebody will come in and be like, I definitely can't do that, but I can do this against the wall. And then we'll do it. And it's funny. But the reason why it's funny is because I like it and I'm engaging with something I like. And the people like me are crazy enough to try it too. Those people are my people. Those people will become closer to me by doing something totally like insane and irrelevant. And then they will be my coaches because we're friends, because they trust me and because I can tell them about it and they'll believe me, right? So it doesn't have to be handstands. Maybe for you it's food. So another really good one is, I don't know how you guys are doing the 2B mindset thing, if you have a separate group or community or how you're doing it, but you can do like, get a person to step up and do like 3 breakfast recipes that week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, share a breakfast recipe that you have made. Not like some craziness you saw on like Pinterest and you like decided to share it. You have to make 3 recipes. One of them has to be Shakeology. That's clever. I'm just thinking as I go here. And then they share it. And then the next week, pick somebody to do lunches. And then the next week, somebody to do dinner. Or pick an ingredient. If food is your thing, be like, this week, we're going to cook eggplant. People are terrified of eggplant. Super afraid of it. So you can try and suggest 3 recipes with eggplant, maybe not in Shakeology. I don't know. And then that's engaging to them. Because if you're into food, the people that are into food are going to be like super excited. Those are going to be your awesome coaches. So the whole thing here is think how you can make challenge groups fun for you instead of sitting back and feeling guilt over what other people are doing. And also put your hand up in an honest moment. If you've ever had a challenger say to you that they need more accountability, or like your group isn't really working for them. That's happened to me. I run awesome groups. Like seriously, I have zero like, oh, maybe it's me. No, it's not me. Like we have a lot of transformations. We've had a lot of people like go for the Beachbody Challenge. Definitely fitness transformations are my thing. Huge. It's not the group, babe. Like it's not. And when somebody tells you they need something from your group, you can ask them, have you given that to the group? And then they're like, you will notice you worst challengers, the ones that never comment and never participate and never check in, they're the ones with the highest expectations for the group. And it's okay to say to them, this is not the time to ask what the group has done for you. This is the time to ask, what have you done for the group lately? Because that's what they need. They need to stop asking and start doing. And you know, maybe you're not the right coach for them and they'll find a new coach. It just happens to all of us and it's a good thing. But a lot of people just need to be told, just do the thing. Stop expecting somebody to inspire you. I always tell them, I'm not here to inspire you. Pinterest will inspire you. YouTube will inspire you. It will inspire you for 3 minutes and then the video will be over and you'll keep scrolling. I'm here to empower you. I'm here to motivate you to do, empower you to action. You need to get up and do your workout and tell me how it went. That's it. That's all you got to do. So because I'm a very athletic coach, I coach athletically. I'm like, I'm sorry to hear you had a bad day. Too bad you're going to have to do an 11:30 o'clock workout. Whereas some coaches would go, oh, you've had a really bad day. I'm so sorry about it. Let me hear everything about it. Tomorrow is a new day. Guess what? There are people who need that coaching. There are people who need a coach who's going to say to them, tomorrow's a new day. But there are other people who need a coach who will tell them, today's not over yet. And I'm sorry you've had a really bad day, but you still have 2 hours by my count before this day is over. How are you going to win today? Even if 22 hours of today sucked, still have 2 hours to make it better. How are you going to do that? Maybe with your workout or drink Shakeology. So that's me. I like that. I'm not super empathetic, but I am empowering. So I like to empower people. When I try to be empathetic, it sounds fake to me because I feel like, I mean, worst things have happened to people today. Like, I'm sorry your day sucked, but like, I know people who are going through way worse, so I feel hard to be like, there. So I attract people who need a bit more of a boot campy coach because they can sense that in me and they come to me and they're like, I need you to kick my butt because they know that's what I'm good at. They don't come to me and they're like, I want to tell you about like this thing that happened when I was in high school and like it's been 4 years now or 17 years and now I think it's affecting my marriage. I mean, they come to the group with that, but they know if they come to me with that, I'll be like, you should probably go to a therapist because I'm not one. You don't want me to give you therapy advice? Could you? That'd be a good thing because I'm not qualified to therapy you. The person who is empathetic, be that. But don't try to be both because you will be super miserable. So your homework for today is go, sit down, turn off social media, turn off everything, take a pen and paper. Totally pen and paper because if you open up your computer, notifications will start popping up and you're not going to do it. pen and paper, and sit down and think, what do you want your challenge groups to stand for? Not what are your challenge groups doing right now? How engaged are your people? How motivated are you? No, no, no. What do you want your challenge groups, their goal to be? My goal in my challenge group is to empower women to action. I want them to do. So my posts are very driven to that. And my social media, it gives me so much content. I can talk about my groups because my mission in my groups is to empower women to take action. And I can talk about that forever. And then women come to me for that. They see that coached in my group and they behave that way, right? And so I have women taking action in my groups. And it's amazing. So that's what I want out of my group. Is your group more faith-based maybe? Is your group's mission to connect women with their inner self and to give them quiet time away from their family? Amazing. Is your group teaching people that they can, in fact, cook from home, make it cheaper and delicious and lose tons of weight? Because maybe that's your angle and it's to be mindset. Incredible. Look at like Jamie Oliver. He ran for years on the whole, it's cheaper and faster from home. Find what you want your group to do and do it and find people, and eventually they will fall into the rhythm of what you're coaching. If you're trying to answer every individual pain point, you're probably doing too much. If you're spending 2 days scheduling your challenge groups content and you've run out of ideas and you're bored, it's probably boring in there too, right? So go from you. What do you want to do for people? Then ask people to join it for that reason, and then do that thing you enjoy in there. It's okay if someone doesn't get results from it. They need to maybe find a new coach, or guess what? They'll find a new coach and blame them for their lack of results, because some people just will. And those are the minority, and they're so loud. Don't worry about the loud, squeaky wheel that's not doing its job. Look at all the wheels that are turning really well and doing good things for you, right? Okay, so now that we have that, the next thing I want to tell you, and this is the last thing I want to tell you about challenge groups, is, you guys, until you have 150 challengers in your Facebook group, it's kind of gonna suck. Like, it's a numbers game. 150 is when you start to have a group that starts to have conversations amongst themselves, and it'll be like 10 people. It'll be like 10 people that carry the whole group. But to get to the 10 people that carry the whole group, you'll need 150. So if your group is quiet, maybe it's just small. And that's just like your team later. So if you're a new coach and don't have a team yet, you don't understand that, but you will. At the beginning, the small numbers, the intimate groups, they're quiet. There isn't enough people. This is why you focus, coming back straight to the beginning. Oh, look how good I'm wrapping up with what I started organically. But that is so the truth. Your time spent in your challenge group, your time spent with your team, and your time spent one-on-one on people combined has to be less than the time spent meeting people to add to your challenge group. Nothing will inspire your challengers than a challenger getting amazing results and they joined after them, because they get jealous. They're like, this person applied themselves and they've lost 20 pounds and I've been here longer and I haven't done it. And they get on fire to do it. But the only way that will happen if you're always adding. So never feel like, oh, I'm ignoring my challengers. You're not. You're giving them fresh energy. You're giving them a chance to coach. When that person asks a question, I'm really clear to my challengers. Do not message me what brand of yogurt you should buy at the supermarket, because all my notifications on my phone are turned off. So I'm not going to know you sent me a message. And also, I mean, I'm not here to tell you what yogurt to buy. But I'm not going to get your message in time. But in the group, there are lots of people lurking, doing nothing, that would love to discuss yogurt with you. So I've trained them to post questions to the group. I always tell them, tell me the crisis. Customer service, something arrived wrong, you forgot to order something, you don't know what's happening. Tell me the crisis. Post everything else to the challenge group. And when they give me the results, you know, you get like this amazing results and they send them to you. I go, oh my God, first of all, cry, because I get so excited. And then I say, please share this with a group. It's private. There are women who need to see this. So what happens is my challengers are not trained to go and give to the group because I'm telling them constantly to go do that. And they become amazing coaches later. But that only happens once you get a bunch of challengers. So focus on knowing that until you grow your customer base in your group to be bigger. They don't have to be challenge pack challengers, just any customer of yours, add them to that group, get that number up. Focus every month to add 5 to 10 people. They don't have to be challenge pack people. They just need to be customers. And you can decide on how you do it. You can decide if a free customer with a clean week is going into your group. You can decide if they at least need bod. Totally what makes you happy. I've never ever told someone they can't do something if they don't have Shakeology or the performance line unless they're coming into my tracker app. Because guess what? You need to commit to get in there. You need to put skin in the game. You need to have Shakeology. Guess what? I'm not going to track if you stay on it. That sounds so miserable. I'd die. So you need to get in it, and you need to have it to get in. And if you get kicked out, you're going to have to buy something else to get in. Because clearly the last skin in the game wasn't enough, so I'm going to force you to put more skin in the game. Because if you buy the performance line with Energize and Recover, and you also have Shakeology, your husband's like this, and you're not working out, sounds like a separation. So you're probably going to work out. So it's working. All that money is spent, you're not forced to use it because otherwise your spouse is really angry at you. And my women understand that because it's totally true. Like it's totally true. So that's different from my tracker app. But my Facebook group, I don't limit people on like how you can work with me. And I don't care if they cancel their coach membership, I'm still their coach. I don't care if they cancel their Shakeology, I'm still their coach. And one thing I've learned in now my 5th year, they come back because nothing else works. Sometimes they just need to remember that. Sometimes they need to quit everything, walk away, be miserable for a couple of months to come back better than ever. So I don't throw people away ever. We're there for everybody. If they have a pirated copy of the 21-day fix, take them. Make them a free customer. Take them, help them. They will rally for you. Train them the way you want them to act and do the things that you find joy in. But at the end of the day, if you're doing this for a business, watch your time. Your time spent has to be on finding new people because our job is to give people the tools to be successful. Then we model how to use the tools. But putting those tools in their hands, it's the biggest thing you can do. The biggest thing you can do. And then support them through the journey is secondary. So if you want engaged, awesome groups, get more people in them. And if you want an engaged, awesome team, get more coaches in there. Spending time on coaches that are not doing much because it's a hobby is not going to help you. Spending time on challenges that are not doing anything because somehow just having bod is supposed to work is also not doing anything. But bringing new, excited people and their awesome energy to start, that's doing something. Then you can bury yourself in the details. Do you want a 30-day group where you can be like, we start this time every month and you need to do this to start with us and you have your onboarding? Or you have a 365-day group, which it doesn't matter when you add people, but you have some way to start them off, like maybe a pinned document or units in your group or something that you can be like, this is your week. You need to start here. Here's about this. Here's about that. Here's about this. So however you're getting people to understand the tools and making the process easier should be automated. You should not be like getting on a call with a person who just bought like bod and you spend 2 hours per person explaining how to use it. You should be able to tag them on something and then engage them with the rest of the stuff you're doing. You should have whatever works for you. I've tried everything under the sun and it works amazing until it doesn't and then I change it. But your goal has to be clear. You are showing them what to do through your actions, but you're spending the rest of your time really putting more people in there because that's what's going to give your group the energy. So if you have like 20 people in your group and it's really quiet, that's normal. That's all like it is as time goes by. Adding people to your group will give so much more value and energy to it. So focus on finding people to add to your group and then be you. Have fun. And do the stuff you want to do. They will follow in their tracks. Like they really, really, really will. Okay, so there's like a whole bunch of comments. If you have any questions, comment. Remember, it takes people. Like to tell people that you have a challenge tracker app and you need to have Shakeology to enter. you must have authority. And you will build authority through your transformation and through time. So I could, in my 4th year, tell people, I'm opening a tracker app. It's only for those super focused on results and super focused on the transformation. And those that really need to be tracked, there are those people that need to live under the fear of being kicked out. I am probably one of them. So it's for those people, and you need to enter with a challenge pack or a coach membership. You have a coach membership, you're in. You don't have a coach membership, you need to get something to come in, because just body's not enough. But I don't think that would have worked for me in my 1st year. So try what works for you, but everything will once you have over 150 people in your group. Now my group is way more than that, so it's really organic. They ask, they talk to each other, they coach each other. Somebody posts about like something and they'll be like, oh, that's in this unit, let me tag you. Praise the Lord, thank you so much. So it will happen. Just set the tone and don't take on too much too fast, and just watch your transformation. Your transformation is going to bring challengers to you. Challengers together will bring energy to your group, and together you will have this like awesome place. I feel in my challenge group, when Instagram stresses me out, when there's a troll, when somebody that I like super followed up on ended up doing something insane, like getting a weight loss toe ring or something crazy. And when I feel discouraged, when I'm just annoyed with social media, I can go to my challenge group and it's my safe space. But I built it to be my safe space. I can go to them and say to them, like today I did a video and I was like, you guys, I have so many triggers for anxiety because I struggle with it. And I know them all. And I let like 4 of them combine, and I'm having like the most insanely awful week as a result. And this is what I have to do now to fix it. And I'm telling them that with no makeup on and like just, and they're like, yeah, that totally happens. And shame on you for not going to bed, because they're also not telling me tomorrow's another day. They're like, shame on you for going to bed at 2:30 in the morning. You know that's a trigger for you. But that's what I want, right? That's how I am with them, and that's how they are with me. And so I don't dread my challenge group. It's my safe space. And they also tag me on things, and they go, if you see this, it's too late and you should have been sleeping, so we're mad at you already. But that's what I want. That's my family. You can build the family you want, putting the energy in you want. Not through handstands and anxiety necessarily. Maybe it's food. Maybe it's emotional eating. Whatever your problem is. And guess what? You're going to have to keep getting better because you're setting the example, and you can't be crap. Like, you can only really crap out that many times and come back stronger before they start to think maybe you just can't do this, right? So having that over your head, oh, you're gonna rally. Like today, I'm gonna rally and do 2 a little more obsessed workouts. 2 people, 2. I'm gonna do 1 now. Good God, it's so late. I'm gonna do 1 now, and then I'm gonna do 1 tonight and cry all day tomorrow because of the pain I'll be in. Double recharge for me. Okay, so if you have any questions, anything, just comment below and I will read and comment. Stephanie! Love you to the boots. I'm in the States, she says. Oh, listen, do not benefit. Listen. In the States, you guys benefit from everything. Canada and the UK, we're like, we'll just wait for this to get here. Right? Pumpkin spice, not yet in the UK. Next time, you guys. Canada went through it. Now it's your turn, and things are going to be amazing. It's hard in the beginning. All right. Love you all, and have fun and all that stuff.